The Siege of Al-Dāmūs with Magreb Ms was a battle of the Reconquista that occurred in the year 1210. The forces of the Kingdom of Aragon, together with auxiliary forces of the Knights Templar and Knights Hospitaller, were pitted against the defending forces of the Almohades. The Christian forces defeated the Muslim defenders. This battle was significant because in taking the castle at Ademuz, the Christian forces riled their Muslim opponents to initiate a grand offensive that would eventually culminate in the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa. This offensive, in turn, marked the end of the Islamic domination of the region and the beginning of Christian rule in the province. In 1210, the Almohad Empire, who controlled the Balearic Islands, conquered in 1203, launched a great incursion into the Catalan coast led by Abubola the Elder. The Muslim forces, being the combined forces from the Magreb and Al-Andalus, disembarked and began pillaging the countryside, seizing much booty and captives in the process. In March of 1210, in response to the Almohad incursion, King Peter II of Aragon, who was at the time in the city of Monzon, gathered an army to attack the Moors of the Taifa of Valencia. Within the objectives of this campaign lied Al-Dāmūs with Magreb Ms, Spanish, Ademuz, one of the fortresses that formed the defensive net of the Turia River. The siege. In the middle of 1210, Al-Dāmūs with Magreb Ms was conquered by Peter II of Aragon with the help of the Knights Hospitaller and the Knights Templar. Amongst the knights that participated in the campaign were Ramon de Castillazuelo, Bishop of Zaragoza, Garcia de Goodal, Bishop of Osca, Garcia Frontenay, Bishop of Tarazona, Jimena Cornel, Garcia Romeo, Artal II de Alagon, Blasco Romeo, Pero Sisi, Ato I de Foces, Guilan I de Cervelo, Guilan de Peralta, Arnaldo Palasan, Arnaldo de Velasco, Adam de Velasco, Don Aterella, Sancho de Antillon, Guilan de Moncada, Guilan Ramon II de Moncada, Senescal de Cataluna, and Guilan de Odina. Por parte de los Templarios estaba Pedro de Montagut. Consequences. The offensive continued until the Christian forces finally took the castle of Sarailla. Pedro del Pomar was charged by King Peter II of Aragon to repopulate all the lands won by the conquest with Christians from the surrounding kingdoms. The loss of Ademuz and the devastation caused by the campaign, devastated the Almohades so much that they sent a delegation of nobles from Zarq al-Andalus to Marrakesh to beg Muhammad al-Nasir for reinforcements. This was one of the motivating factors that led to the launch of the Muslim expedition that would culminate in the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in 1212. This would in turn end the supremacy of Al-Andalus in the Iberian Peninsula. The fortress would again change into Almohad hands later in 1210 in an offensive that also recaptured Castilfabib, but failed to reach Moya.